Well, greetings, interwebs. Today, I'm gonna do some cable. Don't keep it quiet. We don't want who's showing up. Early in the morning, I'm getting ready to get it done. Now before it gets too hot. And actually, it's a very cool morning out this morning. It's actually cooler up in the attic than it is out here in the garage. So, trying to do this fast before it gets too hot. So, bear with me on that. Later, when we're done, we'll hook up the TVs in the bedrooms, and yeah, that's what we're doing. So, stand by. Welcome to my attic. Today, we're gonna, like I said, hook up all this cable. Now, I had a whole bunch of 8-way splitters. I can't find them. I know they're bound to be somewhere, obviously. I had a whole box full of them. And I've just got the one, so I'm going to try and get by with that and a 5-way. When I get them all done, I guess I'll tone them out just to make sure I get the ones I need, because there's a lot of cable outlets in this house that I'll never use. I just hooked them up just in case. So I'll hook up the ones that are going to be in use, and of course obviously others, but probably 2 or 3 of them that I'll have to miss. This is going to be long and boring because, cable. So I'll speed it up for you and we'll go from there. Okay, so I got them all terminated. This one is the one going to the main TV in the living room. That's why I set it aside. And then the rest of them, I'll worry about later. This is the one going to the internet. And this is the one coming in from outside. So I've got on this splitter. Got this little guy here. 7.7, yeah. He'll connect to a splitter. This is called daisy chaining the splitters. You don't want to do too many of them. If you look way back, I did a video where I explained how the splitters work and the numbers with the decibels. How much per decibel goes out. Okay, so that's out from here into here. And I was thinking about it, I'm really only going to have 2 active outlets. The one in the living room and the one in Vinny's room. So I could trace all these lines to figure out just which one. Well, we know this one's the living room. I could trace them all to sort out which one goes to Vinny's room, but that'd be a pain. I just don't feel like it. I'll just hook them all up. So we got one more jumper I got to send out for the 8-way, and I didn't make one, so I've got to make another jumper. Or do I have one in here? Huh. Nope, guess I don't. Okay, well, stand by. I gotta go do that. Okay, now I was gonna attach all these neatly to the posts up here and mount it all nice and neat, but as the sun is starting to come up, it is already starting to get hot up here. I think, but what are you doing here? How did you even get in? The doors are locked. The garage door's closed. Well, feller, when there be a cable video to be seen, ain't nothing gonna stop me. Never underestimate the power of the cable video. Tell you what. I gotta work on my security. Okay. Stay there and, be quiet. Let me do my job. Yeah, feller, I'll stay right here. Don't worry. Okay. Well, I thought I could get by without seeing Bubba, but he's here. Anyway, as I was saying, I'm just gonna, I guess, shove these back here out of the way. When I come up to get my Christmas decorations and after the Thanksgiving weekend, it should be nice and cool. I'll mount it all then. For now, I'm just gonna hook it up. Make it pretty later. Yeah, that's right. I'm a professional procrastinator. You mean I got to wait until Thanksgiving? What did I say? It's one thing to have fans. It's another thing when your fans are Bubba. Okay, here's what we got. This is the main line from outside, and on a three-way split, let's see, I can really see. Yeah, it's not really, there we go. You see one of them says minus 3.5 decibels and the other two say minus 7 decibels. Is it going to focus? No, I guess that's not going to focus. Anyway, what that it means is it's cutting down the signal. The cable signal is measured in decibels, like noise, because essentially that's what it is. So each port, you're losing a certain amount of signal. And then this 8-way, each port, you're losing 11 decibels. So 11 and 7 is quite a bit. You want the one that's only dropping 3.5 going directly to the internet because it needs the most signal. The TV, you're fine. But it is, you figure how much is coming into the house. That's why I ran that big giant RG11. Remember when I put the big huge cable from the pole? That's why. This big fat RG11, you see how much bigger it is than the RG6 regular cable? This barely loses any signal over a run. Regular cable, you're losing some signal the further it goes. So that cut out as much signal drop as possible. So you lose a little bit, then each fitting loses a little bit, and of course the splitters lose a little bit. So by the time it gets to the television, you want it as close to 0 decibels as possible. You'll have, I don't know what they have here. I no longer have a cable meter because I'm not a cable guy anymore. But you'll have, let's say, 20 decibels at the tap out next to the street. You'll lose a little coming in. You want to be between plus and minus 12 decibels at the TV. 0 is your ideal signal strength. You want it right at 0 if possible. A little over, plus or minus 3, right there is the ideal range. Plus or minus 12 is the usable range. You get past minus 12 and you're getting now weak signal. You get over plus 12 and you're getting a lot more noise. Either one, too much or too little, yeah, it's bad signal. You want right in that plus or minus 12 sweet spot. So if I'm, let's say, plus 7, let's use that as a round number, plus 7 at the splitter. Now I'm dropping 11. So by the time I get down to the TV, I'm at around minus 5, minus 6. I'm right in that plus or minus 12 range, maybe minus 7. So I'm fine. It's a lot of math. And again, I'm assuming how much signal there is at the tap. The thing is that'll tell is when I actually get everything hooked up and get the Comcast box up so I can go into the setup and see. We'll see what we're actually working with. This one I know goes nowhere, so I just stick it over here on the 8-way. This other one I know I hooked up over here. I know this one goes to the living room TV, so I'll put it over there to give it the most signal. Now, I have no idea which one goes to Vinny's room. I'll need to go tone that out later. But if I hook it up and it works fine, don't have to worry about it. If it's a little weak, then yeah, I'll have to go ahead and tone it out, figure out which one it is, and put it over into here. I know it looks like a rat's nest, but if you go through one at a time, it becomes manageable. You sure you don't want to figure that thing out now, huh, feller? What did I say about being quiet? Let me work. Everybody's a critic, especially Bubba. Okay, so hooking up the rest of these is gonna take some time, so I'll speed all this up. Okay, so I do have everything hooked up except I've got one left over. Now, I know there's one line over here. This one specific line here is the other one to the living room, and it is not in use. So if I follow it, I trace this one back to the end here. Okay, it is this one. So I know for a fact this one will probably never be used. So this one I can unhook. There. Now this other one, I don't know where it goes, but I know where that one goes, and I know it won't be used. It's behind one of the pictures on the wall. When I originally put the cable in, I didn't know exactly where the TV would go. So there's two cable outlets on the living room wall. Well, I'm only using one. The other one, I guess, will probably never be used. So now for now, shove it back here out of the way. Like I said, when I come up here that long Thanksgiving weekend, and I get all the Christmas decorations out, I'll take all this back apart, mount it, because then it'll be nice and cool up here. Because you can see I'm already sweating. It's getting hot already. So I want to get out of this attic now. Man, we'll get to the trying to set up the TV itself. Okay, so we got cable hooked up in the room here, obviously. This is an old school plasma TV, so it's that wide. But it's still a 42-inch flat screen high-def TV. So high-def HDMI cables. Sorry, it's got me all flustered. Hooked up. This furniture in here is the furniture used to be in my bedroom in the old house. I got new furniture, so nothing wrong with this furniture. Use it in here. This is a very old Comcast DVR. But again, for a 4-year-old's room, that'd be fine. I'm just trying to get everything hooked up just to see if it's even going to work. Heck, I don't know if the remote control even still works. Well, lit up, that's a good sign. I'm sure I'll probably have to contact Comcast about reactivating this box. It's been just sitting in a box for the last several months. Remote control. there's going to be a manual on and off button for this TV. Oh, there it is. Okay, the TV works. Input. Oops. There, okay. It recognized there's a Comcast box in HDMI 1. And the box is coming up. Okay, as expected, I'm going to have to call Comcast and have this box reactivated. It's been sitting too long. But this is a good sign. So far, everything seems to be working. This TV, as you know, I have a side job hanging TVs on walls. I went to a lady's apartment, an old lady, and I was ready to install the TV on the wall. She goes, no, I don't need you to do that. I just need you to come out to the car and carry I bought a new TV. I need you to just carry it in and set it up here on the counter for me. I'm like, okay. It was easy enough. I did that and I set it up. Well, this is the TV she had. She's like, yeah, I need this TV gone. Would you mind hauling it off for me to the dumpster? I'm like, yeah, sure. What's wrong with it? And she turned it on. It was so dark you couldn't see the screen. And you're like, yeah, it's just too dark. I can't watch anymore, so I had to go buy a new one. I'm like, okay. Well, little side note, lady was a chain smoker. In the few minutes that I was there, she went through 4 cigarettes. I mean, she was just chain smoking like mad. This TV, as you see, is fine. The screen was covered in tar. I brought it home. I set it on the porch. I wasn't about to bring it inside. It smelled so bad. I just let it sit outside, and I cleaned it. And it was just filthy. The crud coming off of that screen was nasty. But now it works. I got a perfectly functioning old school plasma high def TV. I had this one in my bedroom at the old house. So now it'll be in here. So sometimes things just work well. The one I'm going to put up in the bedroom here in a little bit is one that a guy had bought a new 4K curved, really nice. And again, it's a flat screen plasma, but it's also a 42-inch high-def TV. He didn't want it anymore. He's like, do you want it? You can have it. I'm like, yeah, sure. That's the one that was in my living room at the old house. This one, though, I'm going to wait for my daughter to get here because it weighs like 200 pounds. It's got a metal case, and oh my goodness, it's heavy. When we put it in the old house, because I had to mount it real high, I'd have her and her boyfriend at the time, both of them on the weightlifting team, to help me get it up onto the mount, all the way up by the ceiling. This one's not going to be so bad. It's not going so high. And it's not going to be hooked to cable. It's going to be hooked to a computer. So this is up. We'll call Comcast, get it done. We're going to go over here in a little while when Alicia gets here and hang that one. I can go ahead and get the mounts done. Let you see how that goes. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so I didn't need to call Comcast. Apparently, the thing just needed to sit and update for a while. It's still updating. I've got a lot of channels that show up not authorized, which should be. But you can see it's starting to work. I'm going to tackle the living room now. Now the real fun, this TV. This is kind of the fun part of having these articulating mounts. They do that. This is the cable box right here. Very tiny compared to the big beast in there. Okay, so I made a jumper. I was thinking I could run another network line down. I've got one of these see, this has 2 squares for 2 keystones. I have one that have 4 holes, 4 squares. You can put 4 keystones. I could put in another network jack for the cable box. I mean, granted, the TV can work over Wi-Fi. I just prefer it plugged in. That's just me. It's not like I have signal issues. It's 5 feet from the Wi-Fi source. Not quite sure how well this is going to work. Of course, my HDMI jack's on the other side of the TV. Which one? ARC. There we go. For those of you who don't know, all your HDMI ports, you'll have one that says ARC. It's an acronym, it means something, I don't know what it means, but what it does, your HDMI ports are one way. You can signal in or signal out one way, but an ARC is two-way. TVs only have one because apparently ARC is, I don't know, difficult. Okay. We're over here now. Cable in. Try it now, get all my cords tangled. See, a little knot. Why do people often fall asleep while they're drilling holes? Because drilling can be so boring. Okay, yeah, that was dumb. Let's get her up. Okay. Source. Yeah. Come on. Source. Okay. This thing is a pain. When it first comes on, it keeps defaulting back to the antenna, which is not hooked up. Come on, HDMI 3. I'm going to have to download a Comcast app, because this remote doesn't seem to work. See? It's not doing a thing. And there are no controls on this little box. It has to be operated by the remote. So, I'm going to have to call Comcast or go buy the Comcast store. I don't know. I'll see if there's a Comcast app I can download for a remote. Yeah. Be right back. Well, here we go. Nice little road trip to the Comcast store. I got these 2 old boxes. One of them's not so old, it should be able to be reused. The other is, yeah, it's an ancient one. It's going to get exchanged for something from this century. So, stand by.
5 minutes later.
Well, that was quick and easy. 2 new boxes, well, in and out, under 5 minutes. The Comcast people, or Xfinity now, very helpful and friendly. Gotta love it.